The World Discipleship Summit in Orlando, Florida is officially postponed until summer of 2022. It's with mixed emotions that we are unable to host the Vision Conference in Orlando this summer. However, it has become apparent that the impact of COVID-19 has really overshadowed the possibility for this meeting to actualize as planned. We, like many of you, were certainly looking forward to a global time of fellowship and celebration, so there's disappointment for sure. But really, it's much bigger than Orlando 2020. Our main concern right now is not gathering all of our disciples together this July. Instead, we are surrendered. We know that we have to yield to a much greater need going on globally. We've really not experienced a time such as this where every country on earth is concurrently fighting a global pandemic. Even after the spread of COVID-19 begins to subside, we really have to collectively turn our attention on how to navigate forward beyond this crisis. And so this will be a time of economic and emotional and spiritual rebuilding. So may God give us guidance as we forge ahead. We will have a much more detailed announcement on worlddiscipleshipsummit.com. It's a new URL for us, so please visit that and our Facebook page for more updates. I'm going to just briefly explain what will be happening in 2022 to give you an idea of what this conference will look like going forward. About 5 years ago, we secured the West Concourse and 4 major hotels right along International Drive here in Orlando, Florida. And we anticipated upwards of 25,000 disciples being able to be together at one time this July. Obviously, that's not going to be able to happen. So what we're doing instead, as we looked for dates in 2022, we realized that we were going to have to reimagine the way we do this conference. We're going to be across the street, right by all the same hotels, but we're going to be in the South Concourse of the Orange County Convention Center. It's a newer facility and it is beautiful, but we are going to have to reimagine the way we do this conference in the summer of 2022. And to put it in language that I know we're familiar with right now, we're going to have to flatten the curve. We will have to stagger these conferences and not be together in the same place at the same time. The hotels and the venue just could not meet our peak demands with conferences that they already had scheduled in 2022 and many others like us who were looking to reschedule. So here's the new dates. Summer of 2022, it's pushed back a little bit later in July and then into the first weekend of August. So the ICMC, the campus ministry, and the ISC, the International Singles Conference, will be the ones that kick us off. In the middle of that week, we'll have our International Leadership Conference, and then we'll close with our Family, Spanish, and Forever Faithful tracks. So here's how it will look. The campus and singles will kick us off from Thursday to Sunday, July 28th, and they'll conclude on July 31st. A lot of that programming will be separate, but they will have general sessions altogether. We have our leadership group in the ICOC, our regional family chairs and delegates who will come in and have leadership meetings. And then on Sunday, July 31st, the International Leadership Conference will kick off. The great thing about this is the ILC used to be concurrent with all the other conference tracks, leaving many of us in the full-time ministry unable to attend the ILC. But now we would like to invite all full-time ministry, administrators, deacons, elders, lay leaders, teachers, women's ministry leaders to join us for the International Leadership Conference. That next wave of people will then begin to come in for our conference. That includes the family conference, where we'll have programming like the Giant Cow for ages 3 through 10, our middle school and high school ministry, adults and parents. And we would also like to invite our single parents to come and join us for this conference, as we'll be able to service your children. The Forever Faithful track is going to continue with the family conference as well. This is for our empty nesters or adults with grown children, and we are very excited to present this track in 2022. As well, this will be when our Spanish conference is concurrent, again, because of the opportunity for us to service the children during this time. Now, we are going to have, during the second wave, our Kids Zone, our Giant Cow, and our Chance to Dance programming, which services children with special needs. And so here's my hope, is that for many of you who are in the campus and the singles, since you're coming on the first wave, why don't you just stay? Spend 3 days and go visit all the attractions that we have here in Orlando, and then come back and volunteer for the family conference. We have so many opportunities for you to volunteer in the kids zone with also children with special needs, and at the Giant Cow serving kids 3 through 10. So we hope that you would be able to come and crash the second half of the conference. We're not going to charge you anything. We'll probably even give you a shirt to come back and volunteer. We as a city really are heartbroken to not be able to host you this summer. Orlando, like many places around the world, is completely shut down, and we are a tourist-based economy that's leaving many disciples at home, many disciples jobless, and so we do believe that in 2 years, we will be in such a different place to begin to host you. We know that it's a city where dreams still come true, but it's going to have to be in 2022. So adventure continues to await. We have many parks. We can't wait to service you, and they are very close by. In fact, there's a picture of Aquatica, and in the background is the convention center where we'll be meeting, so you don't have to travel very far once you get here to Orlando. But of course, the main reason we all want to be together is just to be together. And I realize that won't happen in the same way. I think a lot of us were looking forward to 25,000 people in one room. However, I think that we have to concede with all that's going on right now in the world that it's probably okay to space us out a little bit and to space out the attendance and not be all together in the same place at the same time. We will still have general sessions in excess of 13 or 14,000 disciples, so I hope that will still be a draw for all of you to be able to come back and join us in 2022. Think of it as an Olympic Village where we're still going to take over and we're all going to be together, but we're just going to stagger the start of our events. I do thank you for your patience and support. In some respects, we know this announcement was long in coming. In other respects, now we in Orlando just need some time to catch our breath and to plan internally. So in light of all this, we really are respectfully asking for a window of time to finalize all these changes. In the meantime, you, obviously, who, if you're registered, can take some time to evaluate whether or not those dates and this time works for you in 2 years. We would also appreciate if you would abstain from reaching out to us with cancellations of your hotel reservations. If you've booked through us, we have all your reservations, and once we secure all the new hotels and dates and times, we will reach out to you if you've made a reservation through us, and we will give you the opportunity to reposition yourself, to stay in the same hotel, to change your dates. All of that will be done for you at no cost, so we'll reach out to you. If you've made other plans, other travel arrangements, airlines, hotels, Airbnbs, vacation and timeshare rentals, obviously now would be the time to reach out to them, see if you can secure a credit and changes. We hope and believe that most of those, including our parks, are being very generous, very flexible with giving credits and refunds. I want to thank so much all of our great partners and planning team. I want to thank Conference Direct personally for all that they have done to really position us to be in a great place to renegotiate and have this conference in 2022. And all the other partners who really had a lot of stake in the game for us to have a conference this year. And so we ask for your patience. We want to ride it out with you for 2 more years. And we're very thankful that God has given us this opportunity, but also given us a pause to be able to focus on more important things right now. So please join us in 2022 here in Orlando, Florida. We thank you so much for your support.